$25,000 for our this year. We're going to get we'll get our wheelchair ramp installed probably sometime next spring.
And if we do go in aluminum, we have bids out concrete and aluminum. If we go with the aluminum, if we would get it now, or it ends up.
Right.
Once again, forestry has stepped up and said we can use aluminum or full storage. Put it in if we so choose to do that.
And then our cannon, we did some sandblasting on it, and we have it. I don't think it's been painted yet, but it's going to paint and get it installed in front of the building for the next spring.
We got that.
One, we won't meet till Thursday, airport. I have a meeting with this thing right now, is changeover on flight. That's a lot for the vendors. And we completed our hangar that we put up for heated building for flight school. That is going.
But we'll see what this life change brings. Besides, I know you only wanted to change the one time and they changed them both. We'll see how that works out. Thank you, Pat. What do you got, Scotty?
Forestry, we had our October meeting on the 9th. On the logging side, 6 crews working at Stumpage right now is looking really good. 1,642,576 versus a year ago, 1,276,986 for plus 365, 589. Looks like we might hit 2 million in stumpage here this year, which will bring in a significant chunk of change. Top of that, we received our 4th carbon credit sale for 248,310. We still have 295,000 carbon credits available from year 1, and we're starting on year 5 now. We had the fall timber sale. 12 sales were offered. We sold all plus 2, I think, for a total of 809,673 for the future. The county parks, all the docks were removed in Saxon Harbor on the 15th. All the county parks are closed now. We had some issues with the Army Corps that is not tracking to dredge, which they said they were going to do for the entrance into Saxon Harbor. And we're going to try like every ploy we can get to get them there, because we had sailboat issues getting out of the harbor and into the harbor this year. So we got some work to do on that. We approved an agreement with Glyphwick to open a sugar bush location on an 8-acre parcel on Birch Hill. Approved the boat lift contract with the boating club and made some amendments to the outdoor storage permits there as well. Approved, which we have on today, a shooting range location on Hoyt Road. More to come on that. Approved the work plan, which is number 16, and approved the submittal of grants for the forest administrator, which is number 15. And that's about all we had there.
Thank you, Scotty. And yeah, the Army Corps should do something. If Saxon Harbor is considered a safe harbor, and it's not safe if you can't get in it. So they should, yeah, we're going to work on that. What do you got, Karen?
Okay, just 2 meetings. Northwest Regional Housing met on the 16th. Program updates. The 2401 grant award, past award was about $2 million. Funding has been reduced by 50%. Wait list has been started. There are currently 205 people on the wait list. Several approved projects have been put on that wait list also. Homeowners payback, they received about $400,000, and there's currently only $19,000 available to obligate. So far this year, $223,500 have been used by the county, by Iron County. They're also very concerned about grant applications. The grant application has not been received yet for the next period, and then there's concern that we may not get it. They're typically due in December, so it's a concern. Land use meeting 2025, the Raymond project update is finding the corners. The field work and notes have been completed, and Todd Mackey, the county surveyor, is working on documenting and filling the new corners, or filing the new corners. 2026 WLIP or Wisconsin Land Improvement Grants, 105,360 has been actually designated. The strategic initiative grant was 20,000 and the base budget grant was 85,000. So for spending, there's the ESR license, the web map annual cost, which is $10,000, 754 Transcendent SQI. $5,000 for Register of Deeds fraud protection software, which is something that just kind of came to light that people can take land fraudulently, and the software will help protect the county. There's going to be a survey recording books and purchasing 2 of them for $2,000. And also $9,379 for gold for the GIS specialist salary. So that's really it for me. Yeah.
There's number 17 is the resolution, by the way, on tonight's agenda for that.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Karen.
Economic development met, and we have a speaker in Ashland in regards to how they are approaching businesses and helping. We are constantly learning at economic development, and we are moving forward. We have another meeting coming up next week, and we were going to be talking about the TIF district and the TID district down in Hurley here, but we are just always just one step at a time moving forward, and it's doing well. I think we're going to cover just a little bit about daycare. I've got a small report for that for next week's meeting.
Doing a great job there, Rick.
Thank you, sir.
Roxanne?
We did not have an extension meeting, but I have some updates from that area. Number one is the website. The county website went live on the 21st of October, a day earlier, because that it was supposed to, because the state stopped supporting it, which is why we did it the whole first place. Number two, cross-country ski club enrollment is open for Iron and Pocahontas counties. Third one is, don't forget that Iron County has the action track chair, if you know anyone that needs this winter. And then the fourth thing is, they celebrated Deb Leonard's retirement earlier this month. Her last day is the 1st of February. She's the food vice person for the extension.
Keep up with cross-country skiing is tomorrow right here at 5 p.m.
We don't have snow yet, but.
Anna?
Yeah, so we had a law enforcement meeting last week. We approved the motorized recreational trails and routes ordinance. We recommended purchasing the radio tower in Saxon to the finance committee. We learned of the resignation of Sergeant Snow effective November 1st. We have that job posted. I believe that's it. Paul, am I forgetting anything?
Forgetting that Tanner got appointed to the governor's, what is it, Scotty?
Governor's Council of Snowmobile. So we have 4 people from Iron County that are on the Governor's Rec Council for Snowmobile.
It's awesome. It really is awesome. Congratulations.
I think that was it. Yep.
Great.
Finance met on Tuesday and unanimously approved several resolutions appearing on the agenda. 4033, hire finance director. 4038, new finance Saxon Harbor loan. 4039, 2025 CapEx loan. 4040, purchase an ADRC vehicle. 4041, amending the handbook to update the drug policy. We also passed a resolution to allow employees to purchase additional life insurance through the current life insurance provider. We made some changes to the health insurance going out, and if any board member wants a summary of that, Kristen has that. premiums ended up going up 5.4%, but the county employee share remained at 13%. And we talked about wage methodology, which was number 1800.
Thank you. You got anything, Kristen? I got us a new, it's on here, but we're gonna get a new vehicle for the food. I need to go. Jay and Bill Lacy worked on they got a plan now where we know what vehicles we got, how old they are. We're gonna start rotating them. We got, like that. I've been going to SEP. I got on SEP when I became the board chair. It was a train wreck. And in the last year, they really turned it around, and I'm gonna have them come here. I just went here and talk to you and tell you what they all do. At one point, I thought it was gonna even go away. He really turned it around. So I like him to come back. That's all I got.
All right, I got a couple items, something on the website, but I'll skip that now. I've been working with Kurt on wages, benefits, and budget as I look to take on the management of those items going forward. We've got an RT Vision kickoff meeting on Thursday. That's the highway enforcement time and materials tracker we talked about last month and approved. So we're starting our kickoff meeting on Thursday. I think mostly the goal is to find out what our timeline is going to be for implementation. Our goal is to set up the system, train our staff, and go live by the end of the year. And that would facilitate the snow reports that Casey completes, and this would make that a lot faster process, I guess. They've got us going training into January, so we'll see how the kickoff meeting goes on Thursday. Press them a little bit. Bill posted a cleaning bid for the county buildings in papers and the website. The resolution for that will be completed in November. I think the bidding is open until November 4th, if I'm not mistaken. Put the date down, but we'll have a resolution in November for a start date in January of 2026 for that. Danny is finalizing the build out of our asset management system to facilitate with the completion of the IT strategic plan board review. Again, we'll hopefully have that IT strategic plan available for you and the board by our early January board meeting. Be done by the end of the year. I guess that's all I have. Everything else I have will be covered in the agenda. I've got a lot of resolutions.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
Okay, public comment, is there any public comment? If there is, please state your name for the record.
I got something.
Go ahead, Paul.
Okay, the last meeting, you were here, we got a handout. What happened with the people who were removed? I haven't heard anything about it since. It's a secret.
Nobody's moving anywhere. The only one that's gonna go somewhere is Stacy's going to the highway. That's the only one. Stacy's going to the highway. It's better if it's fit for him.
I just want to remember the board that we have 3 offices open in the senior center. They're empty. I think they should be filled with senior center employees, because last week we had a problem on Wednesday with 6 people that showed up and didn't have reservations. And she only had meals for 5. So it's a shame. Plus, it takes lots of her time to come around the kitchen and explain to what the people got to do, didn't form to fill out and everything. So she wasn't too happy, Diane, that she had to, because we have all volunteers at the registration desk.
But no one left hungry. She said everywhere.
He did.
Okay.
I know one she,
I know what you said.
she left, he left, one guy left. I know that, he's upset. And also against the clerk's office not having to operate with the deputy, and the extension office should not be split up.
You know it, Paul. You know it. Is there any other public comment?
My name is Julie Pisateri. I'm the Mercer Library Director. I'm just asking today that we look at making long-term plans for library funding. I looked into what the difference is for the Mercer and Hurley Library at 70%, which is what it's currently at, versus the 100% that we're requesting, is a total of right around $15,000, spread over $770 million property value. Funding our libraries at 100% is not a difficult decision. County library residents or Iron County residents who are not currently living in either the town of Mercer or the city of Hurley are eligible for library taxes, which allows us to provide services to all of those residents, typically for pennies on the dollar. So I'm asking that as a board, we look at long-term planning for library services and funding our library or our reimbursements for our libraries in the area. These are all based on actual cost of services. We're looking at the actual number of items that are checked out, our actual costs to operate our libraries. So these are not numbers we're pulling out of the sky. These are not numbers that we're just throwing at a wall hoping that you guys will kind of believe us. These are based off of our actual services. So I'm asking as a board if you can look for a plan long-term to increase how much we reimburse to the Mercer and Hurley libraries. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Paul Smarter. Sheriff, I just have a couple of questions on I know it's not a question and answer, but on the wage schedule as written. We received a copy of it this morning. This doesn't accurately reflect some of the different wages in the sheriff's office. Dispatchers does not reflect the step increases they get at certain points in their careers. Chief deputy is on here and shouldn't be that way when we negotiate it with the position. Go along with the union contract for I guess it's not reflected here. Really, as department heads, they have a chance to go over these or punch the numbers, see if what reflects where. I don't know, all that. Some of our most senior people will only receive less than 10 cents an hour raise if the step increases are taken into account. I don't know if they are supposed to be or not in this. But do a lot.
We know the Paul. We have a couple of them, and we have them lost. Two of them are new. Right, Paul? Two of them are new and dated. Okay, yeah, we know. I'm not perfect. We'll figure it out. Anybody else have any public comment?
I do. Diane Schmidt, Human Services Financial Manager. In the October Finance Committee meeting, one thing that Kurt asked people to look at was the green book. And he encouraged board members to really take a good look at the green book. It was pointed out that Human Services was the highest in the state and not your exact words, Kurt, I didn't write it down, but something about we need to still take a look at Human Services. I just want to clarify a few things about the Green Book and the numbers contained in it. So on page 21 of the Green Book, it states that statewide, the largest expenditures for health and human services programs delivered to children, seniors, veterans, and those with mental illnesses and others. On average, those expenditures accounted for about a third of all spending, though the percentage varied by county. The Green Book also states that counties with relatively small populations and significant fixed costs would have a higher per capita cost, and Iron County fits both of those criteria. In the 2025 Green Book, Iron County's health and human services expenditures were $803 per capita, which is just under 22% of Iron County's total expenditure per capita of $3,681. The data in the 2025 Green Book is from 2023, and a lot has changed in human services since then. Our 2025 budget was down approximately $400,000 from 2024 and is down approximately another $215,000 in the 2026 budget. We are down 4 FTEs, which has resulted in Iron County citizens being put on waiting lists for some programs and having to wait longer to be served in other programs. There's also a cautionary note at the bottom of page 21 of the Green Book that states, spending figures are self-reported using Wisconsin DOT Department of Revenue accounts. It should be noted that counties can differ on how spending is categorized, and users should be cautious when comparing spending categories. It's probably safe to assume that if the information is obtained from the Department of Revenue, that the categories would match what's in our audit. On page 51 of Iron County's 2023 audit, in the general fund detailed comparison of budgeted versus actual expenditures, health and human services programs include all programs associated with public health, child support, veteran services, and aging. According to the Green Book cautionary statement, what's included in county's numbers may or may not include the same category from county to county. So I just wanted to point out a few things about the Green Book. That page for health and human services isn't necessarily just human services. It appears that there's other human service related programs. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Hearing no more, we'll move on to number 9. Discussion action resolution 2025-2033 to hire a finance director. Need a motion. Motion by Roxanne, need a second.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Carrie Wall, and okay, we'll discuss it, as I said, in the finance meeting. Right after our full county board meeting, I met with Kristen, Kathy, Jay and me sat down in this room for 2 hours, figured out what we need, figured out what we had to call government solutions to do what we need to get done. And we figured out just ballpark how much that was going to be, and we talked about why we have to have a finance director. And the way Jay worded it, as he was talking to them, they understood. We all left here agreeing we need a finance director. All 4 of us agreed. Jay told them.
Essentially that we need to do monthly. So as a county, we've never done monthly financial close for the entire county. We don't do reconciliations, journal entries every month to ensure that our books are closed completely. And I think that allows for better strategic planning in the long term. Your financials are going to be more accurate, up to date. It also will probably most likely bring our audit dollars down quite significantly. We're spending something like $60,000 a year on audit. It's like $500 a year, if I'm not mistaken. And if you have monthly financial close, so if you close your books every month, at the end of the year, you're not going to have all of these journal entries that we're then paying somebody from outside of the county $60,000 to do. Our audit may go to $10,000 or $15,000. So you can save $30,000 to $40,000, perhaps even $50,000 just for that move alone. Beyond that, you've also got, we're going to have to hire financial specialists to help us with that, and that's going to be another thousands of dollars. I don't know exactly what we would do, hours we would need each month for month-end close, but again, this would be money that the county would have to spend. It would then go also outside the county. I think the biggest advantage for a financial director is they're located in the county. Money stays in the county. You get all the same services for about the same cost. I don't think you're going to spend any, well, essentially, it's hard to say exactly what you're going to spend, but I think you're going to spend about the same amount of money hiring external financials and having an audit situation. That you're still going to have audits of your books. It's not going to be as accurate as somebody who's here. And then the other benefit you're going to get is you're going to streamline our financial operations across all of our areas. Right now, we have very disparate financial areas. We have people doing the books in EDRC, we have people doing the books in forestry, we have people doing the books. It's gonna just bring it all together and do it sort of as a team. One financial outcome for the county each month.
It's never been done like this. We never did it. We just let it go until the end of the year and the auditors did it. And Mario, would you tell us, you tell your fellow sports supervisors what you told me? Tell us about forestry, what a person told you?
I personally know someone that did the audit here, and it was anywhere from $500 to $600. When I asked them how long it should take, it said about 100. If you, I mean, simple math here, if it takes 100 hours compared to 500 hours, and you say 400 hours at $100 an hour, you're already at $40,000 in savings just by having somebody here. The other aspect that hiring a financial director here is you're bringing all the different departments together. You're going to have somebody oversee each department to help prevent issues that the county has had in the past, such as fraud and investment. They love to hear it. I think everyone here is doing a great job. However, it's hard not to look at the past and say it never happened.
If we hire Government Solutions, they ask Kristen and Kathy, they'll come in and do it. If they will show her, that's how they make their money. You're not gonna say this, you know, if Kristen says, hey, what are you doing? You can show her. So we have a motion, we have a second on the floor. Is there any more discussion?
Possible to spotlight that in any way or highlight it, you know, can we do a year-to-year comparison and say, hey, there we go. Didn't have thought this, this cost us this much less.
Well, yeah, will there be something, we can do something there.
I mean, nice feather in the cap, there's a way to compare that.
Yeah, what are they about them versus what? Yeah.
You'll be able to compare it by the next year's budget, and what you put into the audit, what you put into consulting.
That'll be good.
I have one more thing. I mean, in addition, the finance director would probably do the highway report. And that would be money that we wouldn't have to spend on the auditor as well. Our auditor talked to me last spring and said, our costs are gonna go up there because the amount of time that they have to put into it is way more than what they just did. That's good.
Anybody else got anything to say about the financial director? If none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're spending money, we have to have a roll call. Okay, on a roll call, say we're spending money, roll call vote. We'll do it that way, Paul.
Lucien,
Yes.
Bose,
Yes.
Mauer,
Yes.
Erickson,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yeah,
Schwartz,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Francis,
Yes.
Moretti,
Yes.
Muller,
no,
Jones,
Yes.
Wolf,
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes. Number 10, discussion action on resolution 2025-4038 to refinance Saxon Harbor loan. Need a motion? Motion by Pat Hanson, a second.
Second.
Seconded by Bill. Okay, we'll have a little talk about this.
This is a continuation at the same rate. So our current rate is 3.79%. So we're refinancing $1.05 million with Chippewa Valley Bank at the same rate. This is another 13-month prepayable at any time with no prepayment penalty, and we're looking to sign the loan on approximately December 1st.
We're gonna pay this off if we receive more carbon credits.
I would have to say, there's something I want to do. I want to pay it off, but I also think that the county should look at updating, you know, our software system. It's behind and we're using typewriters. You know, I just think it's something maybe before, but just to We did in the last year pay off $1 million. We paid off half of it, something we haven't touched in how long, Eric?
7 years.
7 years. We ain't done nothing. Every year we paid off $1 million. Yeah, it's to look at. There is some other things there before we pay it totally off that we should take a look at. It'll probably save us more money than just paying that off. We're wasting a lot of time with doing duplicate stuff and paperwork. Okay. Okay, anybody else want to talk about refinancing this? Do you understand what we're doing?
I have a question on the carbon credit number, Scott or Eric, that number that you mentioned, 248 something, carbon credit, is that the net proceeds number? Because it's gross and net.
Iron County received 248.
To answer your question, Tanner, yeah, the goal is to pay it off. Let's be penny wise and not dollar stupid. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 11, discuss action resolution 2025-4039 to borrow long-term debt levy financing to fund Iron County capital expense with the CapEx loan. Need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Karen, a second, Roxanne, we'll keep talking about this.
Same situation, we're financing approximately $1.58 million for our capital expenditures through Chippewa Valley Bank, 3.79% interest rate again, 13-month time frame. This is principal payments, and it is again a 13-month with no prepayment penalty. And looking to sign on the same date, December 3rd.
This is roughly the same as last year, but higher for all the capital needs of the whole company.
Correct. Roads, court order placements, some
Equipment.
capital expenditures.
Anybody else got any more discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Discussion action resolution 2025-4040 to purchase an ADRC vehicle. Need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Paul Long, seconded by Bill Thomas. Okay, the vehicle that delivers the meals was going bad. It was tripping oil, so we got what we could out of it. Eric, I think you got $8,000 for it, right?
777.
Okay, and then you did such a good job on that. I kept him on a task, and he went and purchased us a
2026 Chevy Equinox.
brand new with a 3-year warranty, bumper to bumper, and we got that for what?
29,653.
$653.
And 50 cents.
It's here, it's delivered, and they used it today, and they like it because it's a little bit bigger than the Jeep, so they can get a lot of stuff with it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that passes. Discussion action resolution 2025-4041 to amend the employee handbook to update the drug policy. Need a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Paul Muller, second.
Or
Support by Jamie Francis. Casey, you want to explain what you had to do here because of the CDL?
It was updating the drug and alcohol policy for any CDL holder for Iron County. It puts us up to federal regulations of what we should have been at.
Okay, so it's an amendment to our handbook. We're just gonna put it on the back. We just went through our handbook last year. Just gonna get that to the back. Just bringing us up to date. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Okay, number 14, discuss action resolution 2025-4043 to support the new shooting range at White Road.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Gander. You can even say that one. We're gonna go Mario. Seconded by Mario. Okay, I took a ride out there this Sunday, and it's gonna be a nice spot.
Yeah.
It is. It is. I don't know where it is. It's gonna be really nice there. Down the sand pit, they're talking about, there ain't nobody here for VW. They're talking about.
There's a lot of ducks that they have to get in a row yet. This is the agreement to let them explore if it's possible.
Yeah, this is, this is the location of the site, would be the sand pit off of Hoyt Road across from Brackets, or not Brackets anymore, but, Matthews, rock quarry. There's a group that's trying to form that's gonna be a nonprofit that they're trying to develop this to have a shooting range for local youth, trap and rifle and, shooting clays and archery and things like that. But like Scott said, there's lots of hoops they gotta jump through. This is just the first step in letting them start exploring where they're at.
School's got a trap team now.
Yeah.
And Ducks Unlimited is involved in the whole thing. So this is a chance to let them explore if they can make it happen.
I hope they can. I really do. Okay, got a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Excellent. 15, discussion action resolution 2025-44 authorizing the submittal of applications for grants to administer the Iron County Forest for year of 2026. Your motion?
I'll make that motion.
By Joe, second. Second by Pat. Okay, you want to explain this, Eric?
This is our annual resolution that you guys passed that allows me to keep applying for grants and trying to find this money. Just that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Excellent. 16, discussion and action on resolution 2025-4045, approves Iron County Forest Street 7 Parks Department 2026 annual work plan. Need a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mario, supported by Doug. Okay, let's give us that one, Eric.
This is our plan, our annual work plan for 2026. We're looking to establish approximately 2,400 acres of northern hardwood, 900 acres of aspen, and 170 acres of other timber types. Standard, pretty much the annual numbers that we put out. We're going to keep working with the carbon credit company to market and sell our carbon credits as best we can. We are planning on artificial regeneration of 42 acres of red pine on Birch Hill next year. We're going to continue to work closely with the towns on town road issues and graveling projects and forestry. We're planning to gravel Apple Creek Road, the Game Management Road, along with doing some major upgrades to Norman Creek Road. Potentially crush up to 5,000 yards of gravel. County parks, we're going to continue our management of our parks and campgrounds. Working with the Army Corps to get Saxon Harbor dredged out, do some repairs on the Wilson Lake boat landing, install a new dock with a kayak launch at the County Sea Boat Landing. In coordination on that project with the Lions Club and the Friends of Val Flowage. Wildlife, we're going to continue to manage approximately 110 wildlife openings next year. We're working to develop a new rough grouse management area along the Tyler Fork River. Continue to maintain and upgrade our recreational trail systems. Continue improvements to Trail 6 and 2 as ATV and UTV maintenance funds allow. We're planning to complete our acquisition of the Union Pacific Railroad corridor through the town of Mercer. And I guess that's all. Questions?
Oh, you have any questions and all that stuff before he's going to get done?
Anything I missed that we should be doing?
Quiet here.
Yeah, he's here.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Eric, you will do all these things. Okay,
Come on.
okay, number 17, discuss action resolution 2025-4047 application for Wisconsin Land Information Program grant. I need a motion. Motion by Pat. Seconded by Doug. You want to talk about that?
I can just mention that Karen brought this up when we met with the land committee. I met with Neil Martinko. This is a grant for $105,000 total to fund mapping data, air photos, GIS, activities. It's an annual grant that he applies for as well. And this is for approval of that.
And the reason it didn't come out of the committee is because it has to be done by Friday.
Yep, well, he has to apply in early December.
Yeah.
At the
We would
latest.
have it,
Yeah,
so that's tight.
and I think our next board meeting is actually going to be in December.
Try to have a chain of command for everything that's on the committee's done. Sometimes you just gotta jump.
I found this out Friday, well, it was that urgent, we wrote it on Friday.
All in favor? Opposed?
This out.
That carries. Okay, number 18, discussion action on the wage structure and the 2026 wages. We need a motion.
Make that motion.
Motion by Karen,
One second.
seconded by Paul Muller. Okay, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna talk about the methodology and how we came to where we're at. Now what? Kurt, take it away.
Your packet is the methodology piece, and then there's a schedule. There might be some errors on the schedule, so we'll have to adjust them and keep checking each one of them. Kids with an overview, it's a reminder the control point is not the market wage for a job, but rather a midpoint of a range of similarly graded jobs. We're gonna undo the wage compression, it's gonna take some time. Number 2 talks about the recommendation in the wage study was that board adopt the grade levels and initial control points in that wage study. So that's something finance is recommending we do with the following changes to A, B, and C. Student service director goes from 15 to 14 for the reason identified. ADRC manager, children's unit manager from 12 to 11. And emergency management from 12 to 11. Number 3 then is the methodology. If you look at the wage study, it talks about starting people at between 90 and 100% of control point, and then it grows to 112% of control point. So it uses that framework contained in the wage study. And this is what we talked about at finance. No wage reductions. However, if you look at the schedule, those first 4 people would receive 0% increase because they are greater than 112 of control point. You can see that 2 employees would receive 1% and 12 employees would receive 2% because it caps the wage at 112% of control point per the recommendation in the wage study. So those individuals would receive something different than the 2.5. Everybody else, if you look at the schedule, receives 2.5% until you get down at the bottom. There's 3 people who get 4% because that brings them up to 90. And then there's 6 individuals whose wages are more than $10,000 but below control point that would receive additional consideration in the budget. You can see those 6 individuals listed down at the bottom of the schedule. They would receive increases from 6 to 18%. If that gets implemented, A through G, then currently the wages range from 78% of control point to 114. If you make the changes, wages range from 90% to 112, except for the 4 individuals at the top. And currently wages range from 7,500 above control point to 18,000 below control point. With those changes, wages go from 7,500 above to 7,500 below. So it's an initial attempt to take our wages and bring them in line with the recommendations in the wage study. I talks about giving one-time bonus to Becky for her work on the website conversion. Then Jay just notes that the sheriff's deputy wages are set by the union contract and elected positions are set based on prior board resolutions. Number 4 says going forward, new hires should receive additional wage between 90 and 100% control and experience across the job. So that's what finance went through at its meeting last Tuesday. The schedule that's attached kind of lays that out. You can see that fifth column for the rights to increase them. And if I missed something with the sheriff deputy, or there's some other steps that I didn't realize, that'll have to be talked about. That's.
There's two of them that just got hired.
Yep.
Basically, gist of this is, when I first became chair, I don't think there was one employee that did everybody wanted this wage study. We did it. We did the wage study. And this is what we come up with. To not do anything and ignore it would be pissing away $25,000. So we sat down and we figured out what's the best course to do it, and understand that we're not gonna undo 25 years of compressed. It's been going on. Everybody's been getting a ribbon for 20 years. It's gonna take a little bit. It's the start of it. Next year it'll be in another thing. We have to start somewhere. Okay? And that's the gist of it is, me and Kurt bounce back and forth a lot on this. And this is what, and this is, what do you guys think? Scotty said he's involved in a lot of them. They're one of the best ones he's ever seen.
I thought so.
Okay? I never, but I think it's, what do you guys think? Okay?
Like I said, we spent some money on the end of this. Now you have to.
Yeah. We're active. It's not gonna get fixed in a year. It's gonna take 3-4 years to fix this. It's been going on for over 20 years.
It aligns the positions with the job grades compared to several other counties that everybody all agree on. So, yeah, it's a good start. We still have more progress.
Yeah, there is. There's at the start. There's more progress. There's some people that have been here a lot and they're only getting one. And they feel like that's the thing, but it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out. We had to start somewhere. You understand everything, Paul? What do you got to say?
I understand most of it,
Okay.
but how do the employees feel about it? You got different grades, different lengths of time, knowledge should come something.
Yeah, that's all gonna be, that's all getting in there too, but we had to start somewhere. So like Kurt,
Right.
Kurt took this person, okay, Murph, here's where it is. These are over, these are under, these are way under, these ones are over. We wanna get, we can't get it perfect, but we wanna get somewhere in that sweet spot. That's how you do it. Save my lane. But it looks good to me. What do you guys think? Okay, we have a motion in a second. But we can't do it all at once. We gotta split this up. Because we're talking about individual. So how do we wanna do this?
We can still adjust the sheriff and
Yeah, we can still adjust that, we can do it, but some of these, we can say, okay,
Okay.
we can say, okay, these people are getting a 1% raise, these ones are getting a 2.5. Can we approve this whole thing? We can approve this whole thing, right?
Yep.
I have a motion and a second on the floor to approve what
We
you
want
said.
to adjust it to allow for the sheriff.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of what I
the
was asking.
exception of the 7,
Okay.
of the 8.
I read the motion, so I amend the motion to ensure that we adjust for the identified inconsistencies. Second.
I'll have to second
No, I
the
did, I
amendment.
did. Okay, I thought you did.
All right. I made the motion and I will adjust it to allow for modifications with the
Jail dispatchers.
jail dispatchers and was there something else?
Chief deputy.
Yep.
Paul has the second.
Okay, I have a motion, Karen, to approve this except for the jailer dispatchers and the chief deputy. They have to be adjusted. We didn't catch it.
All the exceptions.
Good, Paul's most second in it again. Okay, all in favor of that? Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion that carried. Okay, discuss an action resolution 2025-4046 to pass 2026 Iron County budget. Need a motion. Motion by Paul Muller,
I'll second.
second by Rick Wallace. Any talk about it? Anybody want to discuss anything?
I got one thing for you, Merv.
Go ahead.
The dollar amount we're approving doesn't change, but, Health Department received some additional information. They're getting 52,693 more of intergovernmental revenues. And, so we should increase that and decrease applied funds by the same amount, does not increase 17 million more approved. The second part of that is that I had set aside some money in the board line item to address what we might do with wages. So now that I know what we're doing, I'll come back to the November finance meeting and December meeting, just have a little amendment so that Kristen and I can dial it up. The bottom line is not changing at all.
You did a great job on this, Kurt, and I'm really thankful that you did it the last couple of years, and I'm thankful to stay. I hope you don't have to do it again. But we gotta find the right financial director to fill that spot. So I thank you for doing that. You did a great job. You got a motion in a second. All in favor of passing the budget? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Number 20, we covered everything in here. Adjourned.